everyone.
Hello.
Where are we off to this weekend?
Stafford.
We're off to Stafford. It's the first Vanlife meet of the year for us anyway. It's the first one we've ever done. Normally we just do our own thing, but we thought we'd be less ignorant this year.
Less grumpy and antisocial.
Less time antisocial, actually speak to people, let's do the window up.
Pretend that we've got social skills and can interact with other human bodies.
Oh yeah, it's really fun. Meeting a few people there. It's a Facebook group. Under £2,500 campervan conversion group on Facebook. I'll put a link in the bottom somewhere, and come and join us. It's the first meet of the year. There's another one in April. So we thought we'd vlog it and see how what it's like.
Check out how social we are.
Yeah. Oh, and if anybody's wondering why Meatball's not here, he's staying with the daughter this weekend. It's not that he's funny around people, he loves people to bits. He gets really overexcited, so we've got to try and do it slowly. And we didn't think that the first meet would be the place to try it, just in case they ban us from ever coming back. So we're letting everyone know that Meatball will be at the next one in April, so please be aware.
Dog proof your life.
Yeah, dog proof your life. No, he's lovely, he's brilliant with us, but he just gets really excited. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. He calls this a spooky road.
Because the trees come over. The spooky one.
Spooky road of spookiness.
Yes. Spooky road is spooky. Look, you probably can't see it on the camera, but there's a little putt.
Yeah, because there's a camera here. Just about to go on set of Evil Dead 4.
Yeah. I'm planning on dying within about 2 minutes.
Yeah, by that tree. If you've seen Evil Dead, you know what I mean. Oh no, we're out. This must be the Haberdashers Arms. Yes, it is. And it's a free house.
There's a van. Woohoo! Off-road.
So we're off-road.
Big cat fancy.
Yeah, they live here on site. I'll be the only one here.
I know there's somebody there drinking, there's someone parked next to them.
One other window. A little bit.
You're going to be sociable.
Yeah.
Hello!
Is this where the meet is? This here? Are we meeting here? You off the Facebook group now? You are?
Hello.
I'll park up then. That's alright, I can cross on, see if you want one of them as well. So here we are, our first Vanlife meet. It's a group that started on Facebook, parked up in this lovely little field behind the pub. So I'll take you to Richard, who runs the group, and he can tell you all about the group, and we have a tour of his van. The van that he's got is the van he started it all with. So we'll have a little chat with him and show you around his van, see what he's done.
I'm on camera.
You are. Hello, Richard. How you doing?
Fantastic. I'm good, thank you.
That's really cool.
Right, okay, so I've been asked to do a little bit of a video, introducing myself, talk a little bit about the group, how it was started, why we started it, and the general ethos about the group, the way we like it to run, and the reason for some of the rules that we have in place. So, gosh, before COVID, I'd been looking at the possibility of creating a camper van purely for the fact that my son lives up in Fleetwood. I live in Telford. And it was getting expensive every other weekend, driving all the way up there, staying in a hotel, all the stuff we did at the weekend, and then coming home again. Plus, I'd toyed with the idea, I'd had a caravan many years ago, and I liked the idea of being able to just drive a little house around and have some fun. So I got this van, I say about 3 years ago. It did need some work. It was an old minibus, had all the seats in it, had all the floor and everything in it. It was in a bit of a sorry state. Whoever had it before, it was a community minibus, and the stickers that they had on it, when they'd had it resprayed, instead of taking the stickers off, they'd resprayed with the stickers on, so they'd actually masked around the stickers. So of course, when I took the stickers off, it left all indentations in the paintwork. But I wasn't too fussed about how it looked. At the end of the day, it was an old van, and it meant that I could take it anywhere, and I wasn't too precious about it getting scratched or bumped or dented or damaged or anything like that. What was more important to me was the inside of it. So I run my own business. I renovate houses and do all sorts of home and garden maintenance. And over the years, I've collected bits and pieces, timber, leftover bits of wood, leftover laminate floor, kitchen worktops, kitchen cupboards, all sorts of bits and pieces, and they've all been sat there ready to use on other jobs. So I was quite lucky in the fact that I had a load of surplus stuff lying around that I could use to make the camper van out of, and indeed I did. And I'll show you first of all.
Yeah, give us a tour.
A bit about where it all started. So I took all the seats out, and it had this flooring in it with grooves that the seats were bolted into, and the thickness of the flooring was another good inch or so, and I didn't really want that in, so we got all that out, stripped it down to the bare metal floor. There was some holes in it, there was some rust, so I filled the holes, painted the rust, and then I just put this down, 18 inch, just completely all the way through, all the way to the front. I think it took 3, and I had to cut them exact to fit all around these gaps and edges and all sorts of bits and pieces. So that was a little bit fiddly, but I do that kind of thing for a living anyway, so it wasn't too bad. So the first thing to do was to build the bed, the bench and the storage area. Now, as you can see, I always carry my tools and bits and pieces with me to meets, so that if anybody wants me to fix some electrics or help them with something, I've always got those bits and pieces with me. Well, exactly. If I'm feeling a little bit romantic.
Who never feels a bit romantic?
Then.
Oh, see now, look at this. Look at that there. Does it do the job? Because I'll get one if it does.
It's not guaranteed.
Let's have a look at your...
Yeah, that's our sticker. Yeah, that's one of the
stickers.
stickers.
That's the Facebook group there, if you want to go and have a look.
Yeah, that's us. And then let's have a little look at the bed. At the moment, it's quite a decent sized single bed.
Yeah.
But at night, if we want to make it into a double, all we do, take these cushions off, take this out of the way, take this out of the way, and before I make the bed up, I'll just show you this. So this was from B&Q. This is actually a door front off some cube storage that B&Q sell, and it almost matched the green in the van. So I bought one of the doors, I didn't buy the cupboard, and I bought one of their little lever. So that's at night when the beds are double, there's another shelf there for someone to put the phone on, and there's the charging points there. We've got another charging point there, and that's a 12-volt supply. That's for the compressor fridge. So then, yeah, let me show you under here, just before we carry on.
Oh, I see.
So we've got the diesel heater and the diesel tank, and then over this side, this is those gas cartridge oven.
Oh, right, okay.
So you put a gas cartridge in that side.
So it's just your standard butane.
Yeah, and then you can grill, oven. It's got a timer and everything on it. You get about 2 hours out of one of those little canisters.
That's quite good.
I've done pizzas in it. I've done chicken, We've even done a Sunday roast in it.
How'd you vent it? Because I know that butane in the
So
van.
I have. We don't use it. We don't tend to use it in the winter when it's cold. But all through the summer, we just literally have it outside on a table.
That's good.
This lifts up. And these two legs fit under these spaces here. Like that. It's been strengthened so that there's no bend. And then this pulls over. And then the smaller of the two cushions
goes at the other end.
Back, and we've got a double sheet on, and then that becomes a really good big double bed.
That's
and the
good.
little baby, we have a thing that sits on here, and all blankets and stuff, and he sleeps here at night. And if she needs to lean over and just grab him, she can, and then put him back in bed and everything. So that works out really well. If I go and see my son, it's left as a single bed, and you can see this is a good width. He sleeps on there on the main cushion.
That's good.
Compressor fridge.
Yeah, I love the Aptical.
I really don't think anything else is worth having. I did try a cooler box for about 6 months. I could only run it while I was driving.
Yeah.
It flattened the batteries too quickly. It did get cold, but what I used to do is I used to buy a bag of ice from Aldi or Lidl for £1, put a bag of ice in. That would keep things cool, and if you were having a gin and tonic or a whiskey or anything, you had ice to put in it, so there was a benefit. But these Alpicool things are fantastic.
Yeah, I mean,
I bought a big one because I wanted to be able to stand bottles up. I mean, obviously wine and all sorts of bits and pieces. I have bought a smaller one to use as a freezer.
Well, we've got a little 20-litre one in ours at the minute until we get the bigger van.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about these top-loading compressor fridges is they don't lose the cold when you open the door.
No.
Because cold goes down, not up.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyone that's got a fridge that opens with a door like that, all the cold just seeps out and it's got to do its job again.
Exactly.
But these, I love this. I mean, the Aptical products, I can't.
And yes, so the compressor basically, when you plug it in first, the compressor very quickly takes it down to temperature. I've got this set at 4 degrees, and then because it's so well insulated, it kicks in maybe every couple of hours because it's gone up a couple of degrees.
Yeah.
It keeps everything nice and cold.
Yeah.
Now people say, oh, but I bet the compressor's really loud at night. It's not, and I need it relatively quiet to sleep. Yeah. But that does not wake me up at all, and it doesn't keep me awake. No. So they are brilliant. I absolutely recommend a compressor style fridge. I think Alpicool are very good. I think they're good value for money. And this is some leftover plywood that I had, and this material was left over from making the seats, and I had enough. So literally all I did was got some pieces of plywood, stretched the material round the plywood, 2 little hinges. You can see I've used some green masking gaffer tape to tape it up at the back, and just put handles on them, and they've been great. More than, and it cost me nothing because it was all materials that I had left. Yeah. So I did that side first, and I thought, you know what? While I'm at it, I'll do this side as well.
The other side.
Yeah. So I thought, while I'm at it, I'll do this side as well, and it's exactly the same. But I mean, they do tend to get stuff shoved in. I mean, they do get shoved. And because it was quite dark with this material, I've just added some signs and slogans and logos and bits and pieces just to brighten it up, just to give it a little bit of a happy feel to it. Yeah, nice homely feel. I've had some bits and pieces over here. They need to go back up, but I've just been doing a few bits, changing round. Yeah, you're always working on them. They're never complete.
No.
And then so that's the van. In terms of what I've spent. I say all of the timber for the structure and everything, all that was free. This worktop was free. This bottom cupboard was free. This is a Howden's glossy work cupboard. Top one's used as a cutlery drawer, and the bottom one's used for storing all sorts of bits and pieces, mugs and cups and bits and bobs. Yep. That was free. That was free. The floor was free. Paid for the carpet. Paid for the material. And I paid for the plywood that I made the top cupboards with. The board underneath the floor, the stuff that I showed you at the back, that was free, left over from jobs. All the structural timber was free. The board that I made, this here, the lifty up bits, I bought that because I didn't have enough of that left. So that's why this van was so incredibly cheap to make. I had everything. I'd bought. I knew I was making a van sometime in the future, so I'd kept things aside to make use of. Yeah. So building a van for under £2.5 grand, absolutely. I mean, the van and the build was under £2.5 grand. I know vans are a bit more expensive nowadays, but you can still find these vans, LDV Maxus vans, on Facebook and other places. Sometimes they can be £2 or £3 grand, but you do find bargains out there. The only thing I would say as far as building your camper goes is if you're not 100% sure on gas or 240 volt electrics, try not to do it yourself, or find a way to live without it.
Yeah, you don't want to die, people. No. You do not want to die.
I've no fixed gas in the van. I've no fixed water in the van. The only electrics I've got is 12 volt. I do have 240 volt hookup, but it's one of those portable leads that people use in tents.
Yeah.
It comes in through the window, so it's never going to be seeing any metal. If the window was closed and it accidentally, it's between a rubber and it's between glass.
Yeah.
So we're never going to get a shock. So there's no danger of the van ever becoming live using that because of the way that I use it. If you're thinking of coming to events, everybody's lovely. We don't have horrible people turning up to events. Everyone's really down to earth. There's no snobbery. There's no my van's better than your van. There's none of that. I spent £5,000 on the tiles in my van above the... It's just none of that rubbish. Everyone is just really happy, really interested in other people's vans. No one's showing off. And it's just a fantastic community, and I hope that people that come to one meet come to subsequent meets because they enjoy themselves and they love the whole ethos of the whole thing. So I hope that's not been too long a video, but thanks for watching.
Yep. Cheers, Richard. Thanks a lot, sir. Give me a hand. Got to do this right.
All right, sorry. I'm not used to being on camera. It's not normally me.
Right, no worries. All right, then. There you go. There you go. That was Richard talking about his group on Facebook. So get yourself across and check it out. Join the group. Come to meets. This is the first Vanlife meet we've done. So yeah, it's been really nice, and we've really enjoyed ourselves. We're already planning to go to the next one in April. So get yourself on the group. Get yourself to the events.